So you got your first microphone. What do you put it on? Do you leave it on the stand it comes in? Do you get a nice boom arm? Do you get a nice boom arm so it has its own little thing? How do you do this? You get a boom arm. That's the first answer. But what boom arm? Let's get into this. Before we get on, don't forget to like the video if you like the video, subscribe to the channel. So I've had 3-4 boom arms since I've started making content. Anywhere from like this $25 one to a $40, $50 one to now the one that I am using currently, which is a $100 mic arm. It's totally not that bad. I mean, there are things that you get when you go with a low end to a high end. For instance, my first one here, my first boom arm, as they're really truly called, was this InnoGear one for $16. Not bad. Comes with a little adapter in case the arm and the microphone screw, I don't know what it's really called at the moment, my brain's a little fried, didn't work together. And it was great. The only issue was I wasn't positive on where to put it, so I was moving it around a lot. And right here, you'll see there's a little rubber protector for the stand where it's just a straight bottom for, straight metal on the bottom that's clamping onto it. And well, the metal was leaving marks and the rubber was peeling off because I was moving this a lot. Another thing is when you were to move it, as in up and down, it would creak a lot. And I would have to do this every now and then when I was streaming because I couldn't get it in the right position because I was new. That's normal. And that's an issue. It would creak, and that would transfer to the microphone as a sound, and it was not a good sound that no one liked. So the second one was the Samson MBA 18 boom arm. I actually still have it. It's a great boom arm. I actually love it because you have a lot that you can do with it. Now, the reason why I stopped using it was even though the person that recommended it uses the exact same microphone as I do, after a little bit, this wouldn't hold up my microphone. It was too heavy for this. So I ended up just Velcroing it onto this, to which then prompted the next time my next upgrade for a boom arm, which brings us to the Elgato Wave boom arm. So what we have here is the Elgato Wave mic arm. This thing was beautiful, and it's exactly what this is meant for, is to go over your computer screens to you. Now, I don't use that for that anymore. I did have it like that. It covered a lot. The other reason I got it was these cable channels. It's just a little rubber, actually, wait, give me a second here. It's just this little like silicone rubber thing, but it's like just brilliant they thought about this. It goes into the actual framework of the mic arm and hides your cables. So I don't have to worry about cable management. Now you do see this one right here hanging off. This is because I have a secondary wire for my Shure MV7 in case I have to change out XLRs because something happens. That way I can still make YouTube videos using a USB interface instead of the XLR. So it's still attached and everything. It's just kind of hanging there. I might take it out now though because I trust my XLR entirely. That might be part of the last set of the upgrade, which will be the desk upgrade. It's going to be really nice. You will want to get subscribed for that. But when I saw this, it had such a big reach. It has a counterweight which is great if you're a content creator like me who is constantly trying out new devices like microphones to see how they are. So if it's a lighter microphone and it's above the weight class for this arm, I just put this little counterweight on and it's fine. Counterweight's pretty hefty. Counterweight's very hefty. The ball head is capable of moving to any direction you need it to, and the thread is meant for the Wave 1 and 3, which is funny considering they're also very light mics, so I'm not really sure why they made this suited for bigger, heavier mics if they made it just for that, but hey, I don't mind. It also comes with a riser, which helps it to be able to go over the monitors if you want to do that look. I could now, just because I don't need to see my secondary monitor when I'm doing videos like this, but I like where it is. I finally found a good spot for it, and I don't want it to get in the way of my lighting. Uses a padded clamp, which honestly I appreciate. The big issue though is that clamp is huge. About that big, about 2 inches, I would say, 2.5. It's not meant for smaller, thinner desks like I'm using right now. It's meant for the chungest desks that a lot of content creators are making at the moment from like IKEA with the butcher blocks. It also came with both sets of adapters for microphones. Now, the Shure MV7 came with its own, so that's the one I use. So I have both of those in a box in my closet if I were to need them. Now, also a good portion of mics come dual threaded if they're made by a brand that cares about that. Like for instance, the Rode PodMic is made like that. However, it still needs the adapter for this one because this is made with its own threading. So that is from low end to middle-ish. We're going to say middle-ish just because the low end was $20, the middle was $25. And the high end in this case was $100. Honestly, if you're looking for a mid-grade one and you want something in the middle of $100 and $20, which I can understand, this InnoGear one at the medium size, which is about 28 inches, runs about $46 for one of these, while the large runs about $38. And this is with both the parts of the arm fully extended. You're not going to need that for that, but 19 inches is perfectly fine for a reach. These are pretty good mics. Also, the part where you're getting is the springs are now inside of the arm instead of outside, so they won't make as much noise when you're having to adjust your mic, which happens. It's going to happen. You're just going to have to deal with that. I really hope this guy helps you guys, because I've made an inordinate number of microphone videos over the last year, and I don't think I ever talked about boom arms. It's one of those things that kind of goes under the radar, so not a lot of people notice it. Well, guys, thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to like the video if you like the video and subscribe to the channel. You showed so much promise, but you failed me. You failed me. Have a good day, guys.